I've got this really easy and simple back to school makeup for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this and maybe take some inspiration from it. If you don't go to school, then that's okay. You can just use this for work or whatever other occasion you might stumble across, and I think that it's very natural and looks really, really stunning in photos. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's just jump right in. So first things first, I'm going to be using a little bit of foundation. The one I'm going to be using today is the Bourjois Healthy Mix. This is a drugstore foundation. It's quite cheap for the amount that you get, and I think it's really, really good. So I'm just going to be applying that in the areas where I'm just a bit uneven and keep it really, really natural and minimal. So I'm just going to directly just pump it on my finger and then kind of apply it in tiny, tiny dots in the areas that are problematic. So like around your nose, maybe chin, a little bit in the T-zone, maybe even on top of the eyelids, because sometimes you get like little veins on top of your eyelids that you might want to cover up. Personally, I don't like the look of them. Then I'm going to be using a foundation brush. This one is from the set that I got on DX Mall, and it's really, really good. So I'm just going to be using that to blend everything in. And I mean, if you've got really nice skin already, you don't need to apply any foundation. I mean, you may want to just apply some concealer underneath the eyes to make your skin look a little bit more glowing and look less tired. So if you have nice skin, then don't bother using foundation, because it's just going to ruin it at the end of the day. So you can just skip this step and move on to the concealer. So once that's done, I'm going to move on to concealer. The concealer that I'm going to be using is the No. 7 Instant Radiance Concealer. I'm going to try and keep this tutorial very drugstore based, because I know most of you are going to be quite young and not going to have the money to spend on a lot of makeup, or maybe you don't even want to spend a lot of money on makeup. So I'm going to try and keep it drugstore. So the one that I'm using is really, really good. I'm just going to be using that underneath my eyes to just brighten that area further, because you know, when you go to school you kind of are really tired in the morning, and you can really, really tell that you're tired by your eyes, and when they're dark it's just not very appealing. You just look a lot more awake when you've got concealer on. Now when the skin is done, I'm going to set it all with a powder. The one that I'm using today is the Stay Matte by Rimmel, and this is my absolutely favourite powder. I'm in the shade Warm Beige 006, and I'm just going to be using a big fluffy brush to kind of pat that all over to set the makeup. If you have oily skin like me, then this step is really, really good to do, but if you have dry skin, then just don't bother with it. If you find that your makeup does get oily throughout the day, if you do have oily skin, then just take this with you to school with a little face brush, and you can just retouch your makeup at school, and it's just really, really easy. Another alternative to that is using the little blotting sheets. You can get them from any drugstore, makeup store, and they are just literally a little bit of paper, and you kind of dab it on your skin in the oily areas, and it picks up the oil from your skin and makes it look more matte. Next, I'm going to be moving on to the eyebrows. If you have full eyebrows, then don't bother, but if you're like me and your eyebrows are a little bit sparse, then you can go in with this step. And the other kit that I'm going to be using is the Beauty UK, which is like my all-time favourite eyebrow thing, and I use this with a little brush. This is actually a concealer brush, but I really, really like how precise it is, so I just use it for my eyebrows. So I'm just going to be using the combination of this one and this one, which are the light brown shades. I'm just going to be filling in the sparse areas. Just make sure that you create little strokes to kind of imitate the notion of the actual eyebrow hair. And that'll make it look much more realistic and not drawn on. Now because this is a school makeup, we're going to keep the eyes very neutral, and for this I'm going to be using the MUA palette. I really, really love this one because it's really neutral and the shades are just perfect. This one is in Undress Me Too, so if you want to get this, it's really, really good. It's like £4 and you get 12 shades, which is amazing. I'm going to be using a combination of shimmery and matte shadows, but the shimmery shadows aren't going to be too harsh. because we want the look to look very natural, and obviously natural shades aren't shimmery. So the first shadow that I'm going to be using is this one right here, which is like a really nice base shadow to just brighten up the area, and I'm just applying that with a big fluffy brush all over the lid. I'm just going to pat that on to really get the richness of the opaque shadow. Next, I'm going to be using this really light brown shade, which is this one right there. And this is a matte shadow, and I'm just going to pop that in the crease very, very lightly and really, really blend it out. To make it look very natural and almost like you don't have actual makeup on. Highlighting your crease will also make your eyes appear larger, therefore in turn you will look more awake. Next, I'm going to reach for a smaller fluffy brush, and using the same brown shadow, I'm just going to be popping that underneath the lash line to kind of make it less top heavy. Once the eyeshadow is done, you can move on to the eyeliner, and the one that I'm going to be using today is this one, and this is from Collection, and this is called the Extreme 24-Hour Felt Tip Liner. And this is really, really good because of the felt tip end, and it's really, really easy to control, especially for those of you who are beginners and not very confident with eyeliner. So I really, really recommend for you guys to try this one, and this is really, really affordable as well. So to make this look really, really neutral, I'm going to stay as close to the lash line as possible, and this is just going to make the lash line appear a little bit thicker, and we're going to create some definition in the eyes. We're also not going to create a wing because that really takes away from the natural looking eye. If you'd like to define your lower lash line too, I recommend using a brown eyeliner, and I think that this is a really, really nice shade for your eyes to just line the bottom lash line because it looks very, very natural and it makes any makeup look very soft. If you would like to go a step further, you can always use a flesh toned or white eyeliner. I think that flesh tone look most natural, and I'm going to be using this to kind of line my waterline, and this will just open up the eye a little bit more and make you look a lot more awake. You can also go into the inner corner to just lighten up that area a little bit. To finish off the eyes, we're going to go in with a few coats of mascara. The mascara that I'm going to be using today is the Burberry one, and it looks like this. I really, really like this. It makes your lashes really long. But if you want to opt for a drugstore mascara, then I really recommend this one, and this is the Max Factor 2000 Calorie. I really, really like this stuff. So using the Burberry mascara, I'm just going to apply a few coats of that on, not too much because you don't want your lashes to look very spidery and fake. You want them to look really natural and separated. Now that the eyes are finished, we can move on to blush, and the blush I'm going to be using today is the Sleek one, and this is in shade Life's a Peach 922. I really, really love this one. It really makes your face look awake and really healthy, and it's just amazing. So I really, really love this, and the brush that I'm going to be using to apply it is the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80. Now this step is optional, but I'm going to use a highlighter to just add a little bit of dimension to my cheeks and just to make my face look a little bit more glowing and healthy. And the highlighter that I'm going to be using is the 17 one. This is Instant Glow Shimmer Brick, and I really, really love this. It's one of the best drugstore highlighters that I've ever used. It's really affordable as well. So I'm going to be using this massive, massive fan brush. Probably fan yourself with this, and just kind of swirl that in there and just apply it on my cheekbone. Now to finish off the look, the lips, and I really, really like nude lips, and for school I think that this would be great, but I think I'm going to give you two options here. So the first one is a lip balm. It's by the brand Vaseline, and this is a strawberry one. I'm almost out of it, but it just gives a nice moisture to your lips as well as a little bit of colour, and I think that's just great because a lipstick can be quite hard to maintain, especially throughout the school day. It just smudges and it's a chore to kind of maintain and, you know, check up if it's not on your teeth and all that stuff. But if you use a kind of skin toned / natural looking lipstick, then I don't think it's too bad. So I really, really like this one. It's not a drugstore lipstick. This is by Estee Lauder, but I'm pretty sure you could find similar shades like this in any drugstore shop. And this is really nice because it's matte, but it's really similar to your natural lip tone. So I'm just gonna lightly dab that all over the lip. And if you dab a lipstick on your lips, it comes out a little bit less pigmented and a lot more natural. And that is all for my makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed yet, then please do, because I'd love to have you here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys recreate this look, because I think it's really, really natural, and I think it can really make you feel confident with not too much makeup. So if you do recreate it, please tag me on Instagram or Twitter and I'll have a look. And yeah, that'd be great. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! First things first, my bag is this one for now, and it's the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 monogram canvas.